Tell me when you hit the button.
It's going.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants. This is the pregame show where we get the kinks out, get our tech ready, and get ready to go.
I am
It,
going to leave you on your own for a second because I got to go get my earbuds for my mic. It's upstairs. I'll be right back.
that sounds good. Boy, I just sit here and talk into this microphone by myself, hoping that I don't panic. The panic. Anyway, if you want to not listen to me have a soliloquy for the next 4 minutes, you can skip ahead to 8 o'clock if you are indeed in the future. But unlike Tim, who's here right now, so I'll say hi to Tim. And you can join in chat if you're here. And that was the missus coming up into the penthouse. Um, yeah, I was just getting everything ready. Everything looks good on my end. I have all of my bits and pieces ready to go and I'm trying to think of something interesting. Maybe I can just read articles. The American Bar Association just released something. You're never going to guess. They're mad at Trump. Uh, very mad at Trump. And in fact, but wait, the American Bar Association receives a significant portion of its revenue from grants, including federal grants. In one fiscal year, more than half of ABA's revenue came from grants, mostly from the federal government. So, why would the ABA be against Trump? It's a crazy idea, but maybe they're looking for that sweet, sweet money. Mark, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah. How you doing?
Oh, the missus ran away. She's looking for earbuds, which is, I guess, is not like Airbud, which is like a movie, I think.
Yep.
So,
It was a dog about a dog that played basketball.
and
Sorry if there's any crunchiness in your ear because I'm snacking. Sorry, everyone.
and Tim notes that I posted the bombs and bats info over. I might have screwed up on the internet, so I'm going to check real quick the page that I have set up to here. And so, Tim, I'm checking it out, and it looks kind of like what I was expecting. So, if you could let me know what you're seeing that looks goofy on that one. You got here in time for pregame tonight, Quizzer. Uh, if only you could hear me typing, it would sound good. There are follies. There are frolicsums. The missus is off looking for earbuds.
I found them. I'm back.
Ah,
Just have to plug them
excellent.
in. Untangle them first.
That's worse. Any Doge commercials? That's what we ought to do.
What's that?
Some Doge commercials. That's,
All right. Nope, that's the wrong earbud.
that's wrong earbud.
Ah, there we go. Now I
How,
can
how,
hear.
how do
That's
you
much
tell
better.
the difference? How do you tell the difference between an oral thermometer and a rectal
Oh,
thermometer?
that'd be the taste.
That'll be the test. I read a joke I thought was kind of funny about this male nurse who's walking. He looks in his front pocket, and what does he find? Rectal thermometer. Uh-oh, where did my pen go? All right. Well, we are almost at movie sign.
Getting there.
We're scant seconds away. Do you realize that the American Bar Association receives half its funding from federal grants? And for some reason, they're against Donald Trump?
I know, right? Bizarre, huh?
No, that's because most lawyers don't want to actually join the ABA.
Oh, Swifty memes or $2,500 ticket giveaways. Well, I did see some Taylor Swift memes. A lot of them you can't use, but I do have one that I'm saving.
uh, I'm
So
assuming that
the
you understand what Tim means there. I don't get it. Nope, don't get it. Oh my God, we're running late. It's time to start the show. What are we doing here, people? Come on, let's roll this.
we got movie sign.
And Bants. Bombs and Bants.
All systems go.
Bombs and Bants.
Define.
Bombs and Bants.
This rebel has a cause.
Bombs and Bants.
We begin as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
All right, welcome everybody to Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants. This is the 155th live edition of Bombs and Bants. As always, I'm your dedicated homo host, John Wilder, who forgot that he could read all this. Coming to you from the penthouse control room of the majestic Wilder Industries skyscraper. Oh, with me, as always, is Mark.
Hey, everyone.
And the missus.
I think we're all a little rusty and out of practice. We've
Well,
been off a
remember
lot
to
since the
like and
first of the year.
subscribe. That would like and subscribe. That's apparently a good thing. So I will even go hit the like button myself, so that either the algorithm's got to hate us. I think it's got to hate us
Why is that?
because we're awful people.
Oh,
according to
well,
Google.
yeah. I mean, that goes without saying, though.
Okay. So how was your off time, Mark?
It was busy. Busy with work, busy with stuff around the house. So I've still got, I don't, because I have kids that will not move out. I've still got two of my boys in a single bedroom. And in anticipation of my oldest son moving out, we'd taken apart the old bunk bed, and it was one of these that was designed to actually serve either as a bunk bed or as, decent quality bed frames for individual beds. And so we'd done that and everything, thinking he was going to move out. No, he doesn't. So anyway, I'd thrown out some of the parts to put them back into being bunk beds. So we got a new bunk bed system, and I spent Saturday putting that all together.
So that means he'll move out next month.
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure if he'll ever move out.
A perma-child, huh?
Well, yeah, at least not until he graduates from college. That's seems to
okay.
be more it's looking at. So anyway,
The missus, how about you?
How about me? What?
Well, you got any things to say?
Nope. So I'm the best color woman in the business. This
and in
pregame
fact,
report brought to you by... Oh, it's here somewhere. Oh, I can't find it. Who the hell cares? You can't say that on the radio. Why not? Nobody's listening anyway.
yeah, we didn't have a moment of silence for Bob Euchre, did we? No, we did. We absolutely did on this one. Well, in fact, this is the special Trump Rubicon edition, which we'll hit down below a little bit, and we'll probably spend a little more time on that.
Oh
But
my
we
God,
do-
how amazing has it been, huh?
yeah, but we do have Jackass of the Week. But let's start off with On This Day in History.
It's a blast!
This day in history.
In 1554, Queen Jane Grey was killed by Bloody Mary Tudor so that Mary could be an unfortunate and unloved queen. Jane was 17, but had only been queen for 9 days, and I think she had new tires on her carriage. So that's a big shame.
Is
So
that a
was for 1550
euphemism for something?
No,
Oh, okay,
that
just
was
checking.
just a really bad ad lib. But Lady Jane Grey, dead, wrote about Bloody Mary Tudor. There is a thought, and this is from a fellow writer named Rob Ludden Joyer, and his theory is actually that
You
Henry
brought her,
the-
you enjoy her.
that Henry VIII did all those things because he was a staunch nationalist, and it was really the Habsburgs trying to take over England, but through marriage. But anyway, that's a longer story. In 1818, Chile declared independence from Spain, and Spain noticed in 1978. So apparently, they just didn't know. So I had some Chile here. All right. In 1912, the last Qing Emperor of China abdicated at the age of 6. Apparently, he said to marry the woman he loved. An American divorcee. From our over-under files, in 1948, First Lieutenant Nancy Lieutenant, I'm going to read that again. In 1948, First Lieutenant Nancy Lieutenant became the first African American nurse in the Army Nursing Corps. I bet she never got a single promotion after that. The Army only has one lieutenant, and we're not going to get rid of her.
Well, that's like the guy in the Air Force, Captain James T. Kirk. Never,
Yep.
ever get another promotion.
And in 1949, it was a really close game when Team Canada met up with Team Denmark. Team Canada squeaked by Denmark with a score of 47-0.
Gosh.
And I will note, I did make up the funny the thing about the Queen Emperor getting married. He really didn't. But there was a Nancy Lieutenant that wasn't made up, and the score of 47-0. But I did make up that one part. So, any comments on today's history?
Nah.
All right, hearing none, we'll move along to the street we call conversation.
And now it's time for us to take down the smooth sidewalks of Conversation Street. Hammond!
So this news cycle has, for the last 2 weeks, there's only been one thing in the news cycle: Trump. And Conversation Street, previously leading up to the election, we just had a few stories about the election, but it's been all Trump since then. So here are some stories that are not Trump, because it's hard to find those things. Anyway, the reason it is because Trump has replaced the North and South Pole as the axis that the Earth spins around. Wherever Trump is sitting, that's where the Earth is spinning around. I've got two. The first is Elizabeth Holmes, who you may remember was the head of Theranos. Her brainchild, for just a drop of blood, she'd be able to run any medical test possible. Well, she's now a convicted securities fraudster because she was lying that she couldn't do any of that. And she spent 2 years of her 9-year prison sentence, which she describes as hell and a torture. And you have to really understand and listen to her daily routine. She gets a daily workout, vegan meals. She spends her time teaching French to inmates and writing a campaign to make prison less prisony and a lot more Versace. Who feels bad for Elizabeth?
Oh, I feel so sorry for her. They should just let her out. I mean, like all of the illegal immigrants in our country. They'll be separated from their families. Well, we can't send them home now.
They should transfer to a prison in Ecuador.
And she wouldn't be able to pout and wear her black turtlenecks. Again, you can't make this stuff up. This is hell and a torture. Daily workout, vegan meals, and teaching French to inmates. Anyway, next little Conversation Street bit. In the can't read the room department, 2 teen boys who pretend to be girls are suing the Trump administration because they want to be able to play sports against girls. Yes, it's starting to sound odd again, isn't it? Rather than news on Tuesday. To quote Iris, that's in air quotes, Termel about the ability to play any sport she chooses. Other girls have that. Why shouldn't I? But it sounded like this. Other girls have that. Why shouldn't I?
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure that's the whole reason he wants to do it, is play against girls. Nothing to do with the girls' locker room or something.
The missus, do you have any feelings about this?
We've been over this many times. Trans women are women. If you have a dick, you're not a girl.
Well,
End
and
of
if you have to
story.
have a special, if you have to have a special name for the thing, it's not the thing that you,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
have to. Yes.
Well, I heard the other day that there was special funding that was going for sex education for trans male men, teenagers. Now, in case you have a hard time keeping track of this, that means a girl who's a teenager who now says she's a boy. Now, these boys are seeing an increase in their rates of pregnancy because, men can get pregnant now. Because they don't seem to realize that just because you say you're a man, if you have a vagina and you have sex with a man with a penis, guess what? A child is quite possible. And they don't understand this because, again, they're so brainwashed, they really think they're men.
Ta-da!
I know.
Yep. So
It's inexplicable.
yeah, and I'll just throw this out there. There's a
Follow
there
the
was
science, though.
there was an editor of a journal, and so I read a science fiction story, and the science fiction story was by Charlie Jane Anders. Well, reading about Charlie Jane Anders was born a dude, right? Well, Charlie Jane Anders became trans and was dating the editor of the magazine, whose name was Anna Lee, who was a lesbian. So, and Charlie hadn't had any surgery, so it really is essentially boy meets girls, but with a lot of extra steps. I mean, hopefully all that is going away. All right. Well, that's it for Conversation Street. Are you ready to regale us with the jackass of the week, my dear?
Sorry, you caught me eating. That's why I needed my earbuds, so I could tell when my mic was on or off. Because I'm eating, and I did not want to be chewing in your ear.
Okay.
But yeah, sure, we can do jackasses.
This is Neil Young,
Hey, get that jackass out of here!
and I'm proud to present my brain jack.
Oh, I guess we're done with that. Okay. If you're just going to stop. All right. So I will be honest on this jackass. I did these a week ago, so I kind of remember what it's about. So the first one, I'll set you up. One of these people is Margaret Brennan. And the other one is a congressman whose name is Bost, something like that. I can't exactly remember. I think Brian something. And he's just explaining stuff about Doge. And again, Margaret Brennan, with that hard-hitting journalism that was nowhere to be seen during the Biden administration. So here we go.
You want to authorize purging of State Department personnel? What does that mean exactly?
Well, if you want to take a look at the State Department, where DEI has been a priority over, let's say, diplomacy in many accounts, I could give you hundreds of examples
What
of where they
proof
were
do you have of
authorizing.
that?
Sure, let's list them off. $500,000 to expand atheism in Nepal, $50,000 to do, let's see, a transgender opera in Colombia, $47,000 to do an LGBTQ trans comic book in Peru, $20,000 a pop to do drag shows in Ecuador. Shall I continue with more examples of where DEI
It
was the
certainly
priority?
seems like there could be a review of things. Foreign aid, as you know, is less than 1% of the entire federal budget. So we're talking small amounts of money by comparison.
We're still talking about tens and tens of billions of dollars. And if you want to go to somebody else on the other side of the aisle, Samantha Powers, she had a worthy goal, although it was a stupid goal. She said she was hoping to get the amount of foreign aid, U.S. aid dollars that go to actual aid, up to 30 cents on the dollar from 10 cents on the dollar. That's a major problem, that we have this agency that's all that goes abroad
I think
when
you're
it's the
talking
American worker's dollar.
I think now you're talking about the USAID,
And she just kind of continues in that vein. But again, it's about all this waste in USAID. And being the good little leftist that Brennan is, well, that's just 1% of the federal budget.
Well, see, that's the thing. And here is the paradox of federal spending. It's either too small to bother with, it's only 1%, or it's too big to touch.
Right.
It's 30% of the budget. That's too important. We can't touch that. So again, the paradox of the federal budget.
People will die. Really?
Yes.
No, they won't.
Well, and I read today about the first death related to USAID being shut down. And somewhere in Malaysia, a 70-year-old woman with emphysema couldn't get her oxygen. And I'm like, so you're saying they had the oxygen there because, they just stopped the stuff. They had the oxygen there, they just wouldn't give it to her. That doesn't sound like an American problem.
Well, it sounds like an Indonesia problem.
There
Perhaps
you
if the
go.
people in their government weren't so corrupt. I mean, they're more corrupt than the ones in ours, and ours are fairly corrupt, as we're finding out, right? Perhaps they could take care of their own people.
I think it might have been Malaysia, but it ended in an A. So,
Same
oh wait,
difference.
America ends in an A.
Same
All right.
difference.
Anyway, that's the first one. Who's up next?
Well, so last week we had the DNC who were choosing their new chairperson, and I can't even remember who that was. It was not a household name, whoever it was. But anyway, at their little, let's just call it a powwow, shall we? Because Elizabeth Warren's a Democrat, so she probably gives us permission to do that and use the Native American language. There were idiots protesting there, and here we are. It kind of speaks for itself.
We're going to continue on again for a small number of trans, incarcerated, and undocumented immigrants. These particular
And Democrats are still taking money from the orphanages.
That the other.
And they just kept jumping in and wouldn't even let the Democrats speak. I think they have totally lost the thread on this. And they are forgetting who it is they're supposed to be. They're like, wait, we were supposed to hate Trump. But let's just yell at these people too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's our second one. And our final one is...
we got three.
Yes. Poster children for stupid, idiotic Democrats. Elon Omaha and Jamie Raskin. Take it away, Jamie.
This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution and you install yourself as the sole power, that is how dictators are made.
It's not done yet.
Elon Musk. Elon Musk, you didn't create U.S. aid. The United States Congress did for the American people. And just like Elon Musk did not create U.S. aid, he doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to stop him? We are. We're going to stop him.
Well, if the Democrats really wanted to do that, maybe they should get off their fat asses and Congress should actually do something for a change instead of ceding all of their authority to the executive branch. That's all I'm saying. Maybe they should do their jobs instead of grandstanding and harassing poor security guards.
Well, he's factually wrong anyway. USAID was actually created by an executive order by JFK.
Shh. They're on a roll, Mark. The Nazis bombed Pearl Harbor? It's on a roll. So there are your choices. We have Margaret Brennan, we have the DNC, and we have Omar and Raskin. We'll just call him Omar Raskin. I guess it's voting time. It's fun for the voting song.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Oh, my brother banger. So, there's our voting song. Do we have votes in?
Well, I know who I'd vote for. I would vote for number one.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain the reason I wouldn't vote for the politicians is because, I expect them to root for their team, even if it means they're lying and deceiving. But the journalists supposedly are above that and are supposed to provide at least they tell us that they're neutral and objective. And of course they're not. They're partisan.
Right.
And in
Right.
my mind, that's worse. I mean, because she's essentially lying by claiming to be a journalist.
And also because, having seen what we've seen from the Democrats for the past 8 years, and then this year after Trump won, it's clear that they don't believe any of the things they've actually said. It's all for political purposes.
Well, they project. They project. I mean, they're the ones that have destroyed the
Right.
Constitution.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are robbing the country blind.
They applauded when Obama said, "I have a phone and a pen."
Yes.
And I
yes,
just saw
exactly.
a thing where AOC said back in 2023 about the Dreamers and not the Dreamers. This was a different thing. The student loan forgiveness from the Biden administration. Biden should just ignore the courts. Wait, now it's a constitutional crisis? More on that coming up, by the way. I have funnies tonight, too. So, looks like number 2 is, number 1 is coming in strongly for the winner. Wilder, what say ye? I think he fell asleep, Mark. Oh, he's gone. I don't know that he knows he's gone. He's not even there anymore. It's just you and me, Mark. Ha ha!
Oh, no.
We're unsupervised.
The airwaves will go amok.
Yeah. Well, then I
wonder
think
where he
it
went
looks.
to.
I don't know.
Was he
Oh, there he
abducted
is.
by,
He's back.
aliens?
He's back. I saw him. He's connecting with audio. We're done.
I'm here.
Yeah, number one. Number one.
Yay.
Winner. Yay.
My computer actually just did a blue screen of death maneuver.
Ah.
Apparently, it was saving my reputation as it did that. All right. So
Here,
how
hang
did
on.
we do?
Got to close out the jackass.
Well, who
and
won?
This has been the Brain Jackass of the Week. It was Margaret Brennan. She walked away with it.
Okay. Well, excellent.
We are entering a new era of Jackass because Kamala is gone.
I know.
There will be a new king or queen of the Jackasses. It might be Margaret Brennan. We'll have to see.
Okay. But the one thing we do know, it's time for 2 minutes ago in 1 minute.
Oh, I gotta find the thing. Okay, here we go.
In 3, 2, go.
So I recently saw a short little article about basically it was warning against carrying weird guns as your normal concealed carry piece.
15 seconds.
And the reason is because it's hard to find accessories and parts and all that. And if it's something unique and you actually have to use it, then the police take it as evidence. You don't want to lose it. And my example is before there was Keltec,
30
there was
seconds.
a company called Grendel, same designers. They went on to Keltec later on. But one of my first concealed carry guns was a small 380 Grendel. And I thought it was pretty cool, except no one sold holsters for it except for the company that made it.
45
and
seconds.
no other accessories. And it was a nightmare. So when it comes to concealed carry, don't go weird. Don't carry your grandpa's gun that he used in the Somme. Just get something modern.
There you go. Perfect timing.
Right on the money.
Again, talking it right straight to the post.
Mark, did you say don't carry the gun that your grandpa carried in the Somme?
Yes.
Okay. You get an extra ding and a clap for that.
All right. Well,
Of course, it probably dates me because now, I mean, most of the people listening to this, it would probably have to have been a great great grandfather.
well, actually, that's one of the reasons why I ended up choosing the AR platform over the Ruger. So I like the Ruger 223 much better than when I say 223, the
Mini 14.
The Mini 14. And I like it much better than I like the AR. But the problem is, you can buy anything for an AR, and finding stuff for the Mini 14, it's out there, but it's just not nearly as much. So
Well, and it's expensive. I mean, my gosh, a Ruger factory mag for the Mini 14 is going to run you, I mean, I haven't priced them recently, but I know a few years ago it was like $35 on sale if you could find it
Right.
for the 20 rounder, and then it was going to be another, $10 more, I think, for the 30 rounder.
Yep. And so I completely agree. All right, moving on to Think Real Fast.
Nah, if I can find it. Well, where did it go? There it is! It moved. I think I need a new computer.
It sounds like we both do.
Yeah.
This is the almost all a Trump edition of Think Real Fast because, and these aren't even from the last 2 weeks. These are from the last 4 days, guys. Trump is sucking all the oxygen out of the room. The latest, a federal judge ruled that Trump can actually be president and do president stuff after a lesser minion level judge said he could only do what the judge allowed and had to keep Biden a Biden appointee as his lawyer. Mark, do you think we should make the judges put on wrestling outfits and make them wrestle Hulk Hogan?
I think that we seriously need to rethink the lifetime appointments for these lesser judges.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be some way to get rid of these poor judges without a literal act of Congress.
Well, I would think that having the Supremes judge them might be a good thing, and that your goal is to get rid of 5% every year. The misses, should we lube the judges up and let them do tag team?
I think that's a great idea, but first let's put them on a, what do you call it? Now I've blanked on it. You know, the piece of plastic you put down the hill in your backyard and you turn the water on and you throw your kids down it?
A slip and slide.
Yes, slip and slide. That's it. Absolutely.
Judges on a slip and slide. Especially, it would have been especially nice to see Ruth Buzzy Ginsburg on one. Oh, well. Today.
Yeah, but it would sound like this as she went down it. You know, all the loose skin and stuff.
Don't forget all the crunching of the bones.
Yes.
It's sound like a bunch of chicken bones and a sack of Play-Doh. All right, today New York City Comptroller Brad Lander let everyone know that the U.S. government pulled $80 million out of their bank account that was money from FEMA that New York City was going to spend on hookers and luxury hotels for illegals. Mark, what does a comptroller do? Is it like a trolling motor for a computer?
They're supposed to oversee how the money's spent and distributed.
Wow, they're all terrible at their jobs.
But New York, they probably are looking for how the money can get to the hookers and blow. But
actually, as I understand it, they were paying greater than full house rates, the greatest rate that they could possibly pay by the federal government. So just letting you know what.
But after those hotels pay kickbacks, the profit's not that great.
And so that's how we convert it into hookers and blow.
I think he's gone again.
Yep.
And he doesn't realize it. Yeah. He just stopped. He's still showing up there that he's on the call, but something bad happened.
Uh-oh. Maybe it was the FBI came. Boom, boom, boom.
Wait, I have sound for this. There we go.
FBI, open up!
Well, it's just you and I again, Mark, and we were in the middle of a thing when he just went bye-bye.
Well, let's see. And he didn't give you any outline of where we're going.
Oh
next.
God, no. God, no, that would take preparation. Yeah, he's gone again. He just disappeared.
Yeah, it is interesting. I frankly, I'm enjoying as Doge goes through these different departments and agencies, though. But it's just, to me, the most amazing thing is the corruption, the absolute pure corruption. I mean, if you're thinking about the billions of dollars that go into these groups, and you look, I don't know if you've seen some of the stories, but some of them have traced like how the money comes from USAID and then it goes through all these intermediary groups until finally it goes into the pocket of some politician or some other person on the left. And you think about, well, less than 10 cents on each dollar actually reaches whatever program it was supposed to be. And I mean, that's an incredible level of corruption and a lot of people getting their palms greased all along the way.
And it just amazes me that this is the hill that the Democrats have chosen to die on. That the American people have no right to know what their tax money is paying for. They have no right to that. That's none of your business.
I know, it's amazing. And then now they've turned to the corrupt judges to do their bidding for them. Like, I can't remember the judge or even which jurisdiction it was, but they got one that actually say that the Secretary of the Treasury didn't have any right to access Treasury systems. And
he was never elected. Nobody voted for him.
Gosh. I mean, there's a reason why courts are, the Supreme Court tells lower courts all the time that you're not supposed to decide political questions.
Yeah, well, and I saw an article about this just the other day about how, the Supreme Court either needs to smack down these lower level judges or prepare for another about 1,000% increase in the number of cases that they have to hear. If they aren't willing to rein these guys in, then they're going to have to make these decisions.
And very clearly,
you're back.
Yeah, and very clearly, these decisions are just stupid. They're just stupid at any given level.
Yeah, we were talking about the judge that essentially said that the Secretary of Treasury has no right to oversee.
To actually be secretary.
Right, exactly. Nobody elected him.
That's right. All right. I'm back.
All right.
Everywhere. All right. Today, New York City Comptroller, we did that, right?
We did that one, yeah.
All right. The DOJ has filed suit against the state of New York, Governor Kathy Hochul, AG Letitia James, and DMV Commissioner Mark Schrader. Their offense, giving aid and comfort to illegals. Mark, could it have happened to a nicer bunch of losers?
It probably could have, but I just can't think of anyone that is worse than them right off the top of my head right now.
The Mrs., how does one pronounce her name? Is it Hochul, or Steve?
Dumbass, I think, is
dumbass.
Probably the closest pronunciation you're looking for.
It's a French name. Wasn't there a famous French author named Dumbass or Dumas? I don't
know. Alexander. Speaking of Alexander.
By the way, just as a side note on that, we actually had a local politician around here whose name was spelled Swindell.
Yep.
But pronounced Swindell.
Secretary of State Secretary of State Little Rubio, I think his middle name was Marco, says that he needs USAID staffers. 294 of them, in fact, out of 14,000. Mark, do you think that Marco should offer them the world's largest box of Kleenex?
Which ones? The ones he's keeping or the ones he's getting rid of?
The ones he's firing.
No, they don't deserve anything except a swift kick in the butt.
The missus, should they learn to code?
Yes. Okay. But they can't. Not bright enough.
Trump is considering using defense spending to speed up deportations since he's not at all happy about how fast it's going. Mark, do you think that the Marines are excited about this?
I don't know. I would hope so.
The missus? What? Oh, go ahead.
At least it's not going to be one-way helicopter flights for these people. They should be happy of that at least.
For now, it's not yet. The missus, what's an acceptable rate and why is it $1 million a day?
I think you're lowballing that figure. I mean, we're paying government people, right?
No, acceptable rate of number of deportees.
I stand by my statement. That's a lowball. Those are rookie numbers, man. You got to get those numbers up.
Uh, Codex notes make them Squid Game fight on pay-per-view for those 300 jobs at the USAID. My guess is let's make them Squid Game fight one green card out of every 100,000. All right. Oh, did you hear that Trump is renamed? First off, he renamed Uno one, and he says he's removing all the green cards. Sorry. Uh, Trump and Putin had a call where they discussed peace in Ukraine. Notably not there, Ukrainian President Crazy Z. Mark, do you think the United States should take the opportunity to take over the Falkland Islands? Just because?
Why not? What are the British going to do?
Oh. The missus, do you think this paves the way for cheap imported Russian ammo again?
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I hear they got a lot of used tanks for sale too. Slightly used. Politico, fresh off losing $8 million a year in subscriptions from the government, finally admitted that what voters already knew. In a story today, they said the economy sort of sucks with higher unemployment and higher inflation than they pimped while Kamal was running. Mark, should journalists at Politico just learn to code?
Yeah. Well, the issue isn't even that isn't even the how the guy explains why there's higher inflation and so on than what the government is telling us. I mean, because really it's a critique of the article is a critique of the government statistics and how they get to those numbers and what they focus on.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of, I wonder, is how long did Politico sit on this? I mean, surely this could have come out in, I don't know, October.
August? Yes. Well, again, they're reading the room and they're realizing that no one trusts them anymore because they've been lying to us. The missus? Is this why they closed all the comment sections so the real feelings of consumers could be contained? Damn it, it's a real question. It's not even a joke.
I know, right. Oh, always. I mean, even the Wall Street Journal did that. On controversial news stories, they never put comments up on those sections. And, what really annoys me is that in this area here in Mayberry, where we live, we have this, it's pretty much a communist rag. And, they post these very provocative op-eds and stuff. Never open for comments because they can't take it. No.
Yep. And again, part of it is the answer is this. Part of leftism is you have to construct a narrative of what the world is in order for them to get the joke, and that's why they do that. So I'll jump off that high horse because we got this story. Trump named himself as leader of the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, and I just read tonight he was unanimously elected as chairman. I wonder if it was just one vote. Anyway. Mark, do you think Trump was in drama club in high school?
Oh, I don't know, but he is quite the showman. He knows how to read an audience.
Absolutely. The missus, do you think they'll serve McDonald's at the Kennedy Center now?
I'm sure they will.
That would be kind of hilarious. And it's the Gulf of America. Mark, is America now saved?
Saved? I guess I'm not understanding your question. Are we on the route to being saved? Yes. Does renaming the Gulf of America save us? Probably just the idiots that don't know how to read a map.
Yep. But it is showing on Google Maps. It has been since at least 2 days ago. I'm loving that. Oh, wait. McDonald's again. The missus?
Yeah.
What should we rename next? And why is it Ben Stiller?
I've been enjoying Severance, so he did okay on that.
But what should we're naming things. What should we name Ben Stiller?
Let's call him Beverly.
Beverly.
Mm-hmm. No last name, just Beverly.
Beverly
I
Fokker.
think we should rename California Commieland.
No. Let's rename it Redland. See, we're taking Greenland, so this could be Redland.
No, it's
In
blue.
New
It's
York,
blue land.
in New York can be just lots of pork because it still keeps that rhyme.
And that was Think Real Fast.
Think real fast.
And I do
All
have
right.
funnies if you'd like to do those.
And I do have I heard it on the X. So you pick. Given how dodgy my computer is, let me do. I heard it on the X, then we'll end with funnies.
Okay.
A Democratic representative to Congress, our Congress, in America, the big Congress, not some. She said that manufacturing is a sexist word because it includes the word man. I'm going to say that again. A Democrat who's a representative to Congress in the United States of America said that manufacturing was a sexist term. This genius is Representative Jan Schakowsky of Illinois. Or Illinois.
She's from Illinois? I'm shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Yeah, but he probably doesn't even eat sandwiches because it has sand in it.
Oh, again, that's a she.
She, whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows anymore?
Yeah. Well, if you saw her, she looks like a bag of prunes and then some.
Again, that's why we should just call them all Beverly.
Yeah. Wait till she figures out that she's part of the human race.
I know. And that she's a woman.
Mm-hmm. It's a real story. It's a thing that really happened. Really happened today. Elon Musk. Oh, wait. No, that's from last week. Delete. PBS shut down its DEI office in compliance with Trump's order. That just happened. Can you imagine the liberal tears that are starting here on Fresh Air? I'm Terry Gross. Any comments on that? Any thoughts of how it's going to be around the coffee pot? Or do you think that coffee is just too colonialist for PBS people to drink?
Nah, I believe it when I see it. I mean, they've just found a way to get around it.
Yeah, most of the time they're just renaming stuff
Yeah.
or shuffling people around.
All right. The Department of Education. Again, these are all stories that came out since 3:00 this afternoon. The Department of Education is calling on the NCAA to revoke titles won by trans women. This is the beautiful part about what Trump does. This is all jujitsu. He keeps doing these things that are going to drive them crazy. They waste all their emotion on this while he creates these incredible. Well, he goes and finds all the corruption and he's hunting down all the money. This is the first actual transfer of power that has happened when a Republican was elected in my lifetime.
It is, and it's because it's a true revolution. I mean, I understand on a conceptual level that these are, you've got one group of hostile elites that are now taking over from the elites that have held on to power for 50 years or whatever. But, hopefully these new elites are going to, look out for the little guys. But, it looks like they are, and they're certainly doing what everyone wanted them to do. I mean, Trump, the other thing that's the miracle about Trump, I mean, he's actually keeping his promises.
Mm-hmm.
These people are like, oh, we never elected, Musk or whatever. Well, yeah, but you elected, Trump was elected, and he was elected before the elections promising to bring in Musk to clean up everything. I mean, people knew this was going to happen. This is what they wanted, at least the ones that voted for Trump.
Yeah, this is what we voted for. This is exactly.
And the ones that are bitching about it, it's like, well, sorry, Elections have consequences, as someone once said.
Yes, indeed. Yep. And to think all of this one came about because a journalist was sleeping with I'm sorry, a developer was sleeping with a journalist for good reviews. This started it all, I'm telling you.
No, I agree. You're right. What was it? Sad puppies? Was that what they call it? I can't remember.
Well, no.
Or
This
Gamergate.
That was the
Gamergate.
That was Gamergate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Here,
rabbit puppies.
And what Mark was just saying here, I have an image for that. There, can you see that? No one voted for Elon Musk to do what he's doing right now. I'm so happy I voted for Elon Musk to do what he's doing right now. Ta-da!
Yes, indeed. That's the way it goes. And those people in the blue are the people who, again, 15% of government jobs went 15% of government jobs are in these grunt funded positions, and they're all in those blue areas. And why do they say the economy is good? Because they're living off the grants.
And they're literally all people who get paid to sit around all day and make PowerPoint slides.
Well, having purple hair,
right,
and being a member of a gender. I'm just. What do you mean
they're going to shut down the juice bar at work?
Okay, and George Soros was speaking at the World Economic Forum. President Trump is a con man and the ultimate narcissist who wants the world to revolve around him.
I tell you, they project constantly.
When his fantasy of becoming president came true, his narcissism developed a pathological dimension. And here's what Brett Weinstein said about that. The lack of self-awareness, and Brett Weinstein is no conservative. The lack of self-awareness here is astonishing. Soros has been financing a massive campaign to destabilize our cities. His sense that he is entitled to do this leaves no room for doubt regarding his own megalomania. It is on full display.
Yeah, so the people whining now about unelected billionaire oligarchs literally just gave George Soros the Medal of Freedom.
They gave George Soros $28 million to elect hardcore left district attorneys who would let criminals back on the street based on their race. Okay? Please.
And that's just the most recent shit he's done.
We paid for that.
Mm-hmm.
We paid the blue-haired people who are living in the blue cities, who think the economy is great, money to do this. Sorry. On a lighter note, the missus has funnies.
I do. Yeah.
Why don't you close out? We heard it on the X.
Okay. Well, here's the one I was putting in a few minutes ago because I just found it. All the lefties are saying, well, the price of eggs are still high. Yeah. You know, you'd be so much more productive if you took that one finger out of your nose and the other one out of your butt. But anyway. So there's that one. And then this one. It's a little hard to see because the print on this one is small, but I can embiggen that. So Elon says they need to mix it up a little more, maybe use a thesaurus or something, because they're all using the same term, which is constitutional crisis. That's the current freak out. And all the highlighted images on there are different people using that same phrase.
And you know who used it first?
Who was that?
The New York Times.
Oh, yes, of course.
An event happens. The New York Times just determines how leftists should feel about it. Then it's disseminated out through all the minions and walking soldiers. That's how they are always on the same. And that's why Trump is hitting them again and again and again, so they don't have time to pull that level of bullshit.
Yep.
And that is the first time I've cussed in 156 live episodes.
Well, and just think of it with U.S. aid and being shut down, and then as progressively as Trump goes through and shuts off this gravy train, there's going to be fewer and fewer of these professional agitators out there because they're not getting paid.
Exactly.
Oh, they'll just have to find another way to direct that money into their own coffers. You know they're busily thinking about that right now.
Oh yeah, they constantly are. But I mean, at least temporarily they can get shut off. Maybe
Well,
And I have a funny to go with that.
the secret ingredient is crime.
Yep, that's right. Another one of my personal favorites from the internet today.
Yes. I saw that one when it was fresh and new.
Imagine being this wrong and still this confident. Math is hard for somebody, but I don't think it's Elon.
In the 1990s, the first person to receive Social Security benefits was still alive, and this was actually legitimate because she was about 20 years old, and it was actually truly an insurance program at the beginning. And her husband was killed, and she started taking benefits from it like 2 weeks after the program came out, and she was still alive because that would only put her 70. So but 150, yeah, it's kind of stretching it. Unless they're vampires.
Yeah, that's possible.
You
can't cut the benefits for vampires. It's a disability. They can't go out in the sun or they'll die.
Maybe they're trans-aged.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
When they were 5 or 6 years old, knew they were 70.
All right, my next favorite funny of the week. And this one, honey, just for you.
Man, you can't. But I like that one. You need to send that one to me. I like it. I just start calling this the Musk Trump channel.
Yeah, that's right. And speaking of which, the last one.
Yes.
So much more.
Yep.
Again, so my prediction is that we will have 2 years of this until the next Congress, and if they begin to fortify the elections, this Doge is already more popular by twice as popular as Congress. Twice as popular as Congress. Doge is twice as popular as Congress.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Congress let this corruption go on. In fact, encouraged it because it benefited them for so long that now the public is crying out for a strongman leader.
Yes. Oh, well. The missus, what do you think?
I think that's the case. I mean, both the American people have wanted someone to come in and clean up the government for a long time. But again, it's both sides have kept it from happening.
Absolutely.
Because they all benefited from it.
And now they can learn to code.
That's right.
All right. Well, any parting thoughts for this week? Mark?
Well, I think the Congress critter who thinks manufacturing is sexist because it has man in it.
Jan
I'm pretty
Schakowsky.
sure she would never be able to learn to code.
Yeah, I think that reading without magnifying glasses is no longer in her present capabilities.
By the way, here I just came across this post from Reason Magazine, the Libertarians, that says the document that explains why white nationalists keep trying to ban porn. And I really just want to comment on this thread and say, oh, come on, Reason. You're just mad because you don't think the government should be able to tell you when you drive with your girlfriend in your car, she has to have a car seat.
That's right. That's libertarian.
We know you're a kink, libertarians.
Oh. Well, on that note,
It's always
I'd like
fun to end on pedophilia.
yes, I'd like to welcome everybody back. Sorry that we were gone. I blame the missus and her frail constitution.
Yeah, it was me.
But this is John Wilder. I'm out of here.
And this is Mark. Hope to see you guys, or talk to you guys all next week.
And the music just drops out, so I guess it's over. Oh, no, wait, it's back! And we'll take it to the post.